Previously on Sherlock Holmes. No episódio 1, nós conhecemos a história de Kate, uma esposa desesperada, porque o marido, usuário de ópio, havia saído de casa há 2 dias e ela não tinha notícia dele. Ela vai correndo, desesperada por ajuda, à casa de um casal de amigos, John, médico, e Mary, his wife. Do ponto de vista linguístico gramatical, nós aprendemos a diferença entre present e past perfect. Aprendemos algumas coisas interessantíssimas de vocabulário, como dizer sentir pena de alguém em inglês, como dizer se livrar de algo em inglês, healthy, unhealthy. E no final do episódio 1, o John promete para Kate, a esposa desesperada, que ele era o médico do marido dela, o Isa Whitney, e ele fala: eu, como médico dele, tenho influência sobre ele, eu vou lá agora, neste barzinho onde você disse que ele está. Se ele estiver lá, dentro de 2 horas, ele estará de volta em casa. E aqui fechamos o episódio 1. Sem demoras, vamos para o episódio de número 2. Five minutes later, I had left my comfortable chair and sitting room and was in a fast carriage on my way east. Upper Strandham Street was on the north side of the river to the east of London Bridge. The Borgold was below the level of the street. Some steep steps led down to the entrance, which was little more than a hole in the wall. There was an oil lamp hanging above the door. I ordered the driver to wait and went down the steps. Inside, it was difficult to see very much through the thick brown opium smoke. Wooden beds lined the walls of a long, low room. In the shadows, I could just see bodies lying in strange positions on the beds, and little red circles of light burning in the balls of metal pipes. Most of the smokers lay silently, but some of them talked softly to themselves. Near one end of the room was a fireplace in which a small fire was burning. A tall, thin old man sat there, his elbows to his knees, looking into the fire. A Malayan servant who belonged to the place came up to me with some opium and a pipe. He pointed to an empty bed. No, thank you, I said. I haven't come to stay. There is a friend of mine here, Mr. Isa Whitney, and I want to speak to him. A man on one of the beds suddenly sat up, and I recognized Whitney. He was pale, untidy, and wild-looking. Watson, he cried. Ou seja, primeira parte da aula, a gente sempre faz o quê? Lê o texto completo que nós vamos trabalhar naquela aula. Logo depois, nós vemos o que a gente vai aprender naquela aula. Então, talvez você tenha visto este texto da aula de hoje e tenha ficado, meu Deus, não entendi quase nada, desesperado. Presta atenção como que daqui a alguns minutos, ao final desta aula, sem tradução, sem português, você vai ter entendido quase tudo ou tudo deste mesmo parágrafo, ok? Então, hoje nós vamos ver orientação geográfica, nós vamos falar sobre pedir e dar direções, porque mesmo que você diga, hoje tem Waze, hoje tem Google Maps, é muito comum quando você viaja para o exterior, primeiro, que pode dar problema na internet. Segundo, porque mesmo quando você coloca no Waze ou no Google Maps a localização de um lugar para onde você está indo, é muito comum que ele te leve para aquele quarteirão, para aquele lugar, mas lá você não sabe exatamente onde fica o estabelecimento, o restaurante, a loja que você quer ir. Então, chegando lá no local, você precisa muitas vezes pedir direção de como chegar exatamente na loja que você quer. Por isso é importantíssimo saber esse tipo de vocabulário. E, como eu te disse, vamos fazer um turbo de vocabulário aprendendo inglês igual nativo, igual criança, por dedução, por associação, neurociência, neuroplasticidade, sem usar português, sem tradução. E daqui a pouco, daqui a alguns minutos no final da aula, você vai ficar surpreso positivamente com a quantidade que você vai entender do mesmo parágrafo que a gente acabou de ler. Combinado? Let's go! Então, o texto começa dizendo: 5 minutes later, John, the doctor, had left my comfortable chair, okay? Had left. He left his comfortable chair. He left his comfortable chair. Lembra? Quando a Kate chegou, lá no episódio 1, a gente viu que ele set up. Quando ela tocou a campainha, he set up in his comfortable chair. Ok? Aqui, ela pede socorro, ele promete para ela que ela vai ajudá-lo, que ele vai agora lá no Bar of Gold. So he left. He left his comfortable chair. The opposite of to sit up. Okay, so to sit up, he left his comfortable chair and sitting room, and he was in a fast carriage on his way east. Upper Strandham Street was on the north side of the river to the east of London Bridge. Vamos entender então. Eu trouxe aqui para você. This is an image of London Bridge. Okay? And west, east, north, south. Again, north, south, west, east. Então, se você observar aqui nessa primeira imagem, we have Upper Thames Street. Não é a rua do livro, mas só para você entender. Nessa segunda imagem, do lado de cá, we have Lower Thames Street. Então, Upper Thames Street is north of London Bridge and west of London Bridge. Lower Thames Street is north of London Bridge, but east of London Bridge. E ele fala que Upper Strandham Street was on the north side of the river, okay? To the east of London Bridge. Então, para esse lado de cá. North, south, west, east. Upper Strandham Street, que é o lugar onde ele estava indo, was on the north side of the river, okay? To the east of London Bridge. Eu trouxe uma outra imagem aqui do mapa de Manhattan, para você pegar um pouco mais das localizações geográficas. So, we have upper side, lower side. We have upper west, again, north, south, west, east. So we have upper west side, upper east side, lower east side, and não está escrito ali, mas obviamente lower west side, aqui onde está Greenwich Village, Soho. Soho está meio no meio, né? Greenwich Village, Tribeca is to the lower west side of Manhattan. Ok? Vamos juntar tudo agora falando sobre directions. So, let's practice a little bit with the map that we have here. Digamos, no primeiro exemplo, a gente acabou de pousar. Here, okay? Here at the airport, and we want to go to the office building up here. Okay? So, how do I get to the office building? So, if I want to go from the airport to the office building, I'm going to have to go north on Stanford Avenue, and I'm going to have to go east on Washington Street. Okay? So, talking about directions, geographical directions, I'm going to have to go north and east. Ok? Agora vamos falar do jeito que eles vão te falar lá. If you want to go from the airport to the office building, you have to exit the airport on Stanford Avenue. Okay? Then go north on Stanford Avenue. Okay? Go straight forward. Walk straight, go straight forward, go straight up. Go north on Stanford Avenue. You're gonna go past the ice cream store. You're gonna go past the clothing store, and you're gonna turn right on Washington Street. Then you go east, straight forward on Washington Street. Go past the bowling. Isso aqui, ó. The bowling. Okay? And you're going to take a left or turn left on Jefferson Avenue. So, once you have reached Jefferson Avenue, you will take a left or turn left on Jefferson Avenue. Algumas possíveis formas que eles vão falar. Go past the bakery. Okay, there's a bakery here. Go past the bakery. Or walk a few miles north on Jefferson Avenue. The office building, your destination, will be on your right. porque você estaria subindo Jefferson Avenue. The office building would be here on your right. Ok? Mais um exemplo. E agora você vai gesticular junto comigo. Ok? Dessa vez, nós vamos sair do office building and I want to go to the soccer stadium. Então, provavelmente deve ter mais uma saída do prédio que fica na rua de cima ali, ó. Só que para ir para o soccer stadium, o mais inteligente é você sair no prédio para cá. Então, eles vão dizer para você, exit the office building on Jefferson Avenue, and then you're going to have to go south on Jefferson Avenue. Go south 1 block. Go straight forward. Drive, walk, straight forward on Jefferson Avenue. Walk, drive 1 block south on Jefferson Avenue. Okay? You're going to go past, you're going to drive, walk past the building, the factory, the garage, the church. Keep walking south, keep driving south on Jefferson Avenue. Outras coisas que eles poderiam dizer para você, you're gonna drive or you're gonna walk past Washington Street and George Street. Go all the way down. Go all the way down. Go all the way south. Go straight forward. Vai repetindo os gestos e as palavras. On Jefferson Avenue. Drive, walk 1 block south on Jefferson Avenue. You're going to cross Washington Street. Then you walk or drive 1 block. You will go past the bowling, go past the factory, repete os gestos e as palavras. Go past the church, the garage. You're going to cross George Street, the soccer stadium. Agora imagina, você saiu dali, vamos até trocar a cor. Você saiu dali e veio andando. Quando você chegar no quarteirão do estádio, the soccer stadium will be on your left. The soccer stadium will be on your left. Ok? Último exemplo, para a gente seguir adiante. Dessa vez, eu quero sair daqui do Soccer Stadium e eu vou sair on George Street. Então eu vou sair para cá. And I want to go to the library up here. The library is north and west. Okay? North and west. So, exit George Street and turn left because you're going to have to go west on George Street. So, once you have exit the soccer stadium you turn left on George Street, and you go all the way west. Walk, drive straight forward all the way to west, or all the way west on George Street for 2 blocks. You're gonna cross Jefferson Avenue. You're gonna go past, vai repetindo os gestos e as pronúncias. You're going to go past the garage. You're gonna go past the church. You're going to go past the ice cream. When you get to Stanford Avenue, you turn right and you go north on Stanford Avenue. You're going to drive or walk for 1 block. You're going to go past the hospital, go past the restaurant. You're going to cross Washington Street. The library will be on your left. The library will be on your left. E aí, vamos ver agora algumas expressões de localização do destino. The library will be on your left at the corner of Stanford Avenue and Washington Street. The zoo, for example, is also at the corner of Stanford Avenue and Washington Street, but the zoo is in front of the clothing store. The zoo is in front of the clothing store, enquanto que the library is across the street from the restaurant. Again, tanto the library quanto the zoo, they are located at the corner of Stanford Avenue and Washington Street. Os dois estão na esquina. But the zoo is across the street from the clothing store. The library is across the street from the restaurant. Outra forma de dizer aqui, ó, the restaurant is also at the corner of Stanford and Washington Street, but the restaurant is next to the beauty salon. The restaurant is behind the hospital or next to the hospital. It could be behind or next to. And the restaurant is across the street from the library and across the street from the clothing store. Ok? Última, the bowling, né? O boliche is at the corner. Where's the bowling? At the corner of Jefferson Avenue and Washington Street. Behind the church, next to the clothing store. Vamos mais um. Where is the bank? The bank is on Washington Street, across the street from the circus, behind the gas station, next to the factory. Next to the factory, tá? Aqui, nesse mapa, faltou um exemplo que eu vou fazer para você aqui, que é o seguinte. Se eu tenho um estabelecimento aqui, outro estabelecimento aqui e outro estabelecimento aqui, digamos que aqui eu tenho uma library, aqui eu tenho um restaurant, aqui eu tenho the bank. The bank is next to the restaurant. The restaurant is next to the library. The restaurant is between the bank and the library, in the middle. So, next to, between, in the middle of, across the street from, and behind. Quando você perguntar, where's the bank located? Where's the restaurant? At the corner of, across the street from, behind the hospital, next to the beauty salon, between the library and the bank, across the street from the library. Again, repete comigo. At the corner of, behind, next to, between, in the middle of, across the street from. E aí, ok, depois que a pessoa te disse aonde? Ah, at the corner of Stanford Street and Washington Street, or on Washington Street. On, the bank is on Washington Street. The airport is on George Street. The soccer stadium is on George Street, mas a gente também poderia dizer que is at the corner of George Street and Jefferson Avenue. Okay, so it could be on a street or at the corner of two streets. Across the street from, next, between, behind. How do I get there? Go straight forward, go north, go north, go south, go west, go east, all the way, drive north, south, west, or east, 2 blocks, 1 block, go past the library, go past the gas station, go past the soccer stadium. Cross George Street. You're going to cross Washington Street. Drive 1 block, drive 2 blocks north on Washington Street. Drive, walk 2 blocks south on Stanford Avenue. Drive, walk, go 2 blocks west, east on George Street, 5th Avenue. Go past. When you get to Stanford Avenue, your destination, the restaurant, the airport, will be on your left or on your right. Okay? 5 minutes later, I had left my comfortable chair and sitting room and was in a fast carriage on my way north, south, Vou fazer pensando em você que está assistindo. West, east. Upper Strandham Street was on the north side of the river to the east of London Bridge. So, north, west, east, south. The Upper Strandham Street was on the north side of the river to the east London Bridge. Okay? So, the bar of gold was below the level of the street. Repeat with me. Above, below. Above, under. Above, below. The bar of gold was below the level of the street. Underground. Okay? Some steep steps led down to the entrance. Essa palavra led, the past of to lead, to guide, to direct, to take you to a place, to be the leader. Então, olha o que está escrito na frase. Some steps, steep steps, when the inclination angle is very high. A normal step is like this. If the inclination angle of a normal step is like this, steep steps would be like this. The inclination angle is very high. Okay? Steep steps. Not like this, but like this. Some steep steps led down, took us to the entrance of the bar, guided us, directed us, took us to the entrance of the bar, because the street was here and the bar was below the level of the street. Então, de algum jeito você tem que chegar lá, né? How do you get from the street to the bar? Going down the steps. And the steps are steep. The steps that take you, that lead you, that guide you to the entrance of the bar, the steps are steep. Like this. Some steep steps led down to the entrance, which the entrance of the bar. The word which is making reference to the entrance of the bar, which was little more than a hole in the wall. Like this. This is a perfect picture that shows the entrance of the bar of gold. Okay? So, this is nothing more than a hole in the wall. A hole in the wall. Então, the bar was below the level of the street. Vamos fazer assim, ó. The bar was below the level of the street. The street was above. The bar was below. And for you to go to the bar, you had to go down steep steps to get to the entrance of the bar, which the entrance was little more than a hole in the wall. A very discreet, difficult to see place. Okay? It was difficult to find and to see the entrance of the bar of gold, porque é um lugar de usuário de droga. Então não fica lá estampado na cara de fácil acesso. O ponto todo aqui é: it was very difficult to get to the entrance of the bar of gold. The bar was below the level of the street. There were steep steps, and the entrance was little more than a hole in the wall. So it was difficult to get there, and it was difficult to see, to find, to locate the entrance of the bar. And there were no signs, não tinha nenhuma placa. Bar of gold, piscando em neon. Completamente o contrário. There was an oil lamp. There was an oil lamp hanging above the door. Eu fiz aqui uma edição bem tosca. Eu coloquei the oil lamp above the door. Então você aceite a minha licença poética de fazer essa edição tosca. There was an oil lamp hanging above the door. Okay? Above the entrance door. I ordered the driver of the carriage, to wait, and I went, best of to go, I went down the steps. Inside the bar, ou seja, né, depois que você passasse, adentrasse esta porta, inside, it was difficult to see very much because of the thick brown opium smoke. Okay, so this is smoke. When people smoke cigarettes, they breathe out smoke. Smoke. E ele colocou 3 palavras para descrever the smoke. It was thick, opposite of thin. Thick, thin. So it was a thick, brown, opium smoke. Wooden beds. So this is bed, okay? This is a bed, that's a bed. This is wood. Wooden beds, beds made of wood. Not metal, for example. Not aluminum. Okay? Iron, whatever, plastic. Okay? Beds made of wood. From the trunk of trees. Wooden beds line the walls. So, there were beds lining up the walls of a long, low room. So, the room where the opium addicts smoked where they were, the room was long and low. It wasn't very high. Okay? It was a long, low room, and there were lots of wooden beds lined up against the walls. So imagine a long, low room with a lot of beds made of wood lined up one after the other, and people on the beds smoking opium. In the shadows means no lights. It was dark. When he says in the shadows, he means it was dark. There were no lights. It was dark. Okay? In the shadows, I could just see bodies. Body. This is my body. My body, my head, arms, legs, head, shoulder, knees, and toes. This is my body. Bodies, okay, so body, bodies, plural. Aliás, vamos voltar com a luz aqui. Bodies lying. Então, essas pessoas aqui, né? Pessoas, corpos. They are seated, but these people here, they are lying. I am seated on the chair. They are lying on the bed smoking. Okay, so in the shadows, I could just see bodies lying in strange positions on the bed and little red circles of light burning in the bowls of metal pipes. Então, isso daqui que eles usam to smoke the opium is the pipe. And this is the bowl where they put the opium. When they smoke the opium through the pipe, a red circle light burns at the end of the pipe. Okay? When they smoke, a red circle light burns at the end of the pipe. So, this is the pipe, and this is the bowl, another one here, bowl, another one here, where they put the opium to smoke. And little red circles of light burning in the bowls of metal pipes. Ou seja, cada pessoa que dava uma tragada, it was a red circle light burning. Ele está descrevendo essa cena, né? Most of the smokers laying silently, como nessas fotos aqui. They are, tirando esses dois que estão sentados, né? The other ones, they are lying down silently. But some of them talked softly to themselves. Okay? Near one end of the room, it was a long, low room. Near one end of the room, there was a fireplace in which a small fire was burning. A tall, like basketball players, tall, short, medium height. What about you? Are you tall? Are you short? Are you medium height? Okay? A tall, thin, opposite of fat. Thin can be opposite of thick. Thick smoke. Thick wine. Corpado. And thin can also be slim, opposite of fat. Okay? So, a tall, thin, old, opposite of young. Old, 60, 70 years old. Opposite of young. Man, a tall, thin, old man, sat, past of to sit, sat there at the fireplace, his elbows on his knees, head, shoulder, knees and toes, knees, elbows. A tall, thin, old man sat, past of to sit, there at the fireplace, his elbows to his knees, looking into the fire. A Malayan servant who belonged to the place, a Malayan servant who worked at the bar of gold, came up to me with some opium and a pipe. Achou que ele tivesse lá para usar, né? He pointed to an empty bed, like this. Unoccupied, not occupied. These beds are occupied. There are people using the beds. There are people lying on the beds. The beds are occupied. These beds here are empty, unoccupied. There is no one on the bed. They are empty, not occupied. Empty, not occupied. He, the guy who worked at the bar of gold, he gave John, né? Quem está narrando a história aqui é o Dr. John. He gave John, he came up to John, Dr. John, and he gave him some opium and a pipe, and he pointed to an empty bed. Vai lá usar. Dr. John answered, "No, thank you. I'm not an opium addict. I'm not a user, drug addicted." Dr. John answered, No, thank you. That is not the reason I am here. I am not an opium addict. I didn't come here to smoke opium. That's not the reason why I came here to the bar of gold. I am here because there is a friend of mine here. I have a friend who is in here. His name is Mr. Isaac Whitney, and I want to speak to him. Quando ele terminou de falar essa frase, a man on one of the beds suddenly sat up, Suddenly, so he was lying, tipo esses aqui, quando ele escutou o Dr. John falando o nome dele. He quickly, suddenly, unexpectedly, out of the blue, suddenly, quickly, he quickly sat up. He was lying on the floor, on the bed. When he heard Dr. John, he suddenly, quickly sat up, and Dr. John recognized, that's Isa Whitney. That's my friend. He, Isa Whitney, he was pale, untidy, and wild looking. Pale, yellow, unhealthy face que a gente viu no episódio 1. Ok? Característico de um usuário de droga. Untidy, melhor forma de você entender, these are tidy rooms, cleaned, beautiful, organized. Everything is into place. Neatly organized, cleaned. Everything into the place. Tidy room. These are messy, disorganized, untidy rooms. So, his appearance, Isa Whitney, his appearance, his face, his look, his appearance was pale, untidy, messed up, disorganized, ugly, not beautiful, and wild looking. Wild. Eu trouxe para você aqui alguns exemplos de wild animals. Wild. Free. Sex. Opposite of tamed, domesticated, educated. So, his appearance was pale, untidy, and wild, crazy. Pale, untidy, and wild looking. E aí vem uma grande informação nova no final deste episódio. Quando o Isa Whitney levanta, na cama, senta e olha, o Dr. John reconhece ele e ele reconhece o Dr. John e grita. Ixi, desculpa, eu falei, né? Eu ia explicar. He cried. To cry. Cry in English can be cry, or it can be to speak out loud. Watson! Watson! So, Dr. John, his name is Dr. John Watson. He is the famous Watson, Sherlock Holmes' partner. Dr. John is Dr. John Watson. Vamos agora para a nossa revisão e criação do áudio neuroplástico, que é aonde você tem os 6 meses de progresso durante as 12 aulas, é aonde vira o jogo e vira a chave. 5 minutes later, I had left my comfortable chair and sitting room and was in a fast carriage on my way east. So, let's start asking some questions. First, how long did it take Watson, Dr. John Watson to leave his home? How much time? 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes after Kate Whitney asked for help. Please help me. Okay? 5 minutes after Kate had come to their house and asked for help. 5 minutes later, Dr. John Watson had left. Okay? Where exactly was he in his house when he left? Was he standing? Was he lying on his bed? Where exactly was Dr. John Watson? He was sitting on his chair. Okay? Was the chair comfortable? Yes or no? Yes, it was. It was a comfortable chair. And where in the house was this chair located? Was it in the kitchen? Was it in the bedroom? Was it in the living room? Where exactly was the comfortable chair located? In the sitting room. The chair was located the comfortable chair was located in the sitting room. Ok? Lembra da importância suprema de participar, interagir, responder. Se não souber, chuta alguma coisa, mas é fundamental a tua interação e participação com o áudio. É o que mantém estado de foco, presença e alerta, que vai gerar reconfiguração cerebral e construir fluência na sua cabeça. Em outras palavras, é o que vai te deixar fluente, a neuroplasticidade. So, 5 minutes later, he had left his comfortable chair. Where did he go? What place was he going to? The bar of gold. Okay? Where was he going? To the bar of gold. How was he going to the bar of gold? Was he walking, riding a bicycle, driving a car, on a subway? How was he going? By carriage, in a carriage. He was going in a carriage. How quick or how fast was he going? It was fast. He was in a fast carriage. Okay? In direction of going to the bar of London. The bar of gold, sorry. The bar of gold. Where in London, in terms of geographical location, to what direction was the bar of gold? To north, south, west, or east? The bar of gold was to the east. 5 minutes later, I had left my comfortable chair and sitting room and was in a fast carriage on my way east. Lembra que a gente falou de referência de localização das coisas? At the corner of, across the street from, next to, between, behind. Where is the bar of gold located? The bar of gold is located on Upper Strandham Street. Above or below the level of the street? Below the level of the street. On the north side of the river. Okay, so this is the river, Thames River. Upper Strandham Street, the bar of gold. The bar of gold is on Upper Strandham Street, to the north side of the river, to the east of London Bridge. Okay? On the north side of the river, to the east of London Bridge, on Upper Strandham Street, below the level of the street. Espero que você tenha repetido pronúncia e gestos, mas eu vou te dar mais uma chance. Vamos lá? Where, in terms of geographical location, where is the bar of gold located? To the east. To the east. And where exactly? Give me some references about where the bar of gold is. Oh, the bar of gold is on Upper Strandham Street, on the north side of the river, to the east of London Bridge. To the east of London Bridge. Below the level of the street. Okay? Now, when you get to, you cross the river, you go, so you take London Bridge to go to the other side of the river, to go to the north side of the river. Okay? After you cross Thames River and you go to the north side of the river, to the east of London Bridge, you will locate Upper Strandham Street. When you get to Upper Strandham Street, where is the bar of gold located? Below the level of the street. How do you get there? Do you take an elevator? No. You have to take the stairs or the steps to go downstairs, to go below the level of the street. Okay, they didn't use an elevator. They used the stairs. They took the steps to go down to the entrance door of the bar of gold. What about the steps? Were they normal, regular? Or were they steep? They were steep. So, the steps that would take you to the entrance door of the bar of gold no elevator, steps, and more exactly, steep steps like these. So, when you get to Upper Strandham Street, on the north side of the river to the east of London Bridge, you will see the entrance to the Bar of Gold below the level of the street. You take the steps, you take the stairs down, the steep steps, the steep stairs, they will take you to the entrance door of the Bar of Gold. Now, let me ask you a question. Are there signs, neon signs, né? Placa de neon, blinking, piscando, Bar of Gold. Is it easy to get to the Bar of Gold? Is it easy to see the door, the entrance? No, of course not. It's a place for opium addicts, for drug users. It's difficult to get there, and it's difficult to see the entrance door. It's nothing more than a hole in the wall. No signs. There is only an oil lamp hanging. Vai repetindo, gente. Pronúncia e gesto. There's only an oil lamp hanging above the door. Okay? When he got there, he ordered the driver of the carriage to wait, and he went down the stairs, down the steps. After he finally entered the Bar of Gold, after he had entered the place, he couldn't see much. It was difficult to see. Why? For what reason was it difficult to see? He couldn't see things clearly in the bar. Why not? Because of the smoke. Because of the smoke. Now, describe the smoke that was in the bar. It was thick. What color was it? It was brown. Where did the smoke come from? Did it come from cigarettes? From a smoke machine? Aquelas máquinas, né, que sopram smoke. What was the smoke made of? Where did it come from? Opium. It was a thick, brown opium smoke. A thick, brown opium smoke. Now, when he describes inside of the bar, he says it was a long, low room, and that there were beds lined up, one after another. What were the beds made of? Were they made of aluminum, iron, silver, metal, plastic? No. They were made of wood. They were wooden beds lined up one after another, and there were people lying on the beds in strange positions, smoking opium, quietly, some of them talking to themselves. And he says that at one end of the room, there was a fireplace. There was a fireplace, and there, at the fireplace, there was a man. He was sitting by the fireplace. His elbows to his knees, his elbows on his knees, and he was looking at the fire. Now, this man, he was not short. He was not middle height. This man was tall. He was not fat. He was thin. And he was not young. He was not middle-aged. He was old. There was a tall, thin, old man sitting there by the fireplace. Inclusive, esse homem vai entrar no episódio 3, que é uma virada da história, uma grande virada da história, quando esse homem entra na cena. Enquanto isso, a Malayan servant who worked there came up to Dr. John with some opium and a pipe. They put the opium in the bowl, okay? The bowl, and they use the pipe to smoke the opium. So, the Malayan servant came to him and gave Dr. John some opium and a pipe, but Dr. John answered. Boa, vamos fazer uma pergunta. Did he use the opium? Did he smoke the opium? No, of course not. What did he do? What did he say? What did he answer to the Malayan servant? He said, no, thank you. That's not the reason why I am here. I didn't come here to consume drugs. I didn't come here to smoke opium. That's not why I am here. I am here. Why? What was he doing there? There was a friend of him there. What was his name? Isa Whitney. Isa Whitney was there in the Bar of Gold, and he was looking for his friend. He wanted to speak to his friend. Ok? Na hora que o Isa Whitney ouve ele falando isso e citando o nome dele, he was lying on the bed, como essas aqui. He quickly, suddenly sits up and he cries, he speaks out loud. Watson! Excelente, com isso nós terminamos mais um episódio, já é o final do segundo episódio. Meu Deus do céu, quanta coisa você já aprendeu em apenas 2 episódios. Quanta coisa você aprendeu nesse episódio de hoje. Lembra no comecinho, quando a gente leu o parágrafo pela primeira vez, como é que você se sentiu? E agora, no final da revisão, como ele já fez total sentido para você. Fechou? Quero lembrar o mais importante. Por mais incrível que essa aula seja, ela não muda a vida de ninguém. O que muda a vida de uma pessoa, o que gera fluência, são os áudios neuroplásticos que eu escuto depois da aula. É por isso que você precisa baixar e escutar esse áudio pelo menos uma vez antes de passar para o episódio de número 3. É só assim que você vai obter 6 meses de progresso nessas 12 aulas. Fechou? Então, como é que eu faço para obter os áudios? Um slide, o texto, o material de estudos, a agenda, cronograma completo desse intensivo. Rola aqui para baixo. Vai ter um link ou um botão. Você vai apertar. Vai entrar no grupo VIP do WhatsApp, aonde eu vou te dar todo o cronograma, agenda, material, slide e o áudio para você escutar antes do episódio 3, aonde eu já estou te esperando. Abaixo, rola para baixo, aperta, baixa. God bless you. See you. Bye.